What the hell were you thinking? Sadly, I already know the answer to that. You weren't thinking. You were not thinking at all. You know how I know that? You are about to be crowned king in a week. In 1 week. The entire kingdom is going to rely on you. We are at risk of going to war with multiple other kingdoms, and you should be preparing for how to deal with that. But no. No. Instead, you're out here in the middle of the forest taking on a quest that should have been dealt with by the palace guards and all of the knights. But of course, the palace guards thought, when they signed on, that they would have an easy job. They just had to watch over the royal family while they slept, keep an eye on prisoners who were already in their cells, and that they wouldn't have to deal with any actual threats. So then, when you told them that you needed them to assist the palace knights in fighting a dragon, they said, no, we're not going to do that. Even though it's exactly what we signed up to deal with, we're not going to deal with it. And then, of course, without the extra reinforcements, the knights decided that they didn't want to deal with it either. And that left you with only 3 options to choose from. 1. Ignore the issue. Let the dragon continue to steal gold and jewels and livestock from people's homes, which, of course, would not be the best choice to make. 2. Force the knights and the palace guards to do their job under penalty of death, which might have been the better option in the short term. However, that would lead people to think that you are cruel and that you don't care about your knights or your guards or their safety at all. And that is not the best way to start your reign as king. And then the 3rd option. Be the brave and noble king that everyone reads about in fairy tales. Be the king who goes into the woods right before he's about to be crowned to try and face the dragon himself. And you just had to choose the 3rd option. If you make it out of this alive, I swear to every god in existence, I will arrange for someone to knock the sense back into you. Get it together. Get it together. You are in the woods, all alone, and you need to focus. You need to focus because there's a dragon out here. A fire-breathing, ravenous dragon. So you need to stop beating yourself up over these decisions and just focus. Focus on what is happening right now. This is the path you chose. This is what you need to do. Just keep walking in the direction of the mountain and either the dragon will find you or you'll find the dragon when you reach its cave. Sounds simple enough. So just focus on the first step of the plan and go from there. Now the mountain is just a bit farther in that direction. I should be able to get there before nightfall. That's certainly a good start. And that means that, one way or another, this is all going to end soon. I guess, at this point, it's just a matter of which one of us is going to walk away alive. That was not a noise that anyone wants to hear when they are alone in the woods near a dragon's den. I am going to hope that just seemed closer than it really was, and that nothing is growling behind me. I'm going to keep walking. And I'm going to ignore the fact that I can feel something very, very hot close behind me. I'm going to ignore that. And I'm going to ignore that strange snarling sound behind me. I'm going to ignore it. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. Hi. You are certainly exhaling a lot of smoke, aren't you? And you're growling a lot, aren't you? I'm very sorry if I frightened you. I'm not here to hurt you. I've read that dragons are very intelligent creatures, so I'm hoping that you can understand the language I'm speaking. I, am the prince of the kingdom that you have been, using as a source of food and other supplies recently. And, I understand that you need certain things in order to survive. I completely understand that. However, I would greatly appreciate if you would stop, for lack of a better word, stealing things from my people, please. Can you, give me an indication as to whether or not you understand what I just said? What are you doing? Why are you sitting up like that? Oh God. Oh God. What just happened? You still look a bit like... Are you? You possess magic, don't you? You were just a dragon! And now you look almost completely human, except I can still see scales on your skin. And your eyes, they're still dragon eyes. How did you... You're a specific type of dragon? You're a type of dragon that can shift into a more human form? Forgive my shock. I've just never heard of a creature quite like you before. I thought that when your skin started to glow, you were about to breathe a stream of fire and kill me. Oh, you were considering it. That's certainly good to know. Really, I am so sorry for disturbing you, and I am terribly, terribly sorry if I frightened you or made you feel threatened in some way. I truly did not mean to make you feel that way. As I said, I just hoped that you could potentially stop taking things from my people. You could understand me in your dragon form? Okay, that's good. Then why did you shift to this form? Right, so that I can understand what you were saying. Of course, that makes perfect sense. What is it that you want to say, then? You would be willing to leave my kingdom alone? That's great! If you get something in return. I don't know what we could give you. I'm sorry, I've never negotiated with a dragon before. Is there anything in particular that you would want from us that maybe only we could provide? There's something that only I could provide. First, you want protection. What kind of protection, and from what or whom? You want protection from anyone who might seek to harm you? I suppose I can arrange for that, but it might be rather difficult. I'll still do my best to make it happen, I promise, but please offer me a bit of patience with that. It might take a while to work out how I'm supposed to get guards to your den, and how I'm supposed to switch them out as needed. That can be solved with your second request? What's your second request, then? What? You want to be allowed to live in the palace? Why? Oh, that makes sense. The only way you can stop yourself from, at the very least, stealing our livestock is if you have a guaranteed source of food. And if I allow you to live in the palace, you'll certainly have that. I need to think about this for a while. Is that all right? No, it's not an issue to provide you with those things. It's just I need to consult my advisor about the best way to explain this to the kingdom. You see, you have been causing quite a bit of trouble for us. Not unreasonable trouble. I completely understand that you need to do what you need to do to survive. I completely understand that, but, of course, having a giant dragon steal your livestock, it's, well, terrifying. Especially if it happens right in front of you, and some people might still be a bit hesitant to accept this new arrangement, simply because that fear is still there. So, I just need a little bit of time to figure out how to present this in the best way possible to them, and to explain that this is the best possible solution for everyone. Okay? So can you just give me some time to work through all of that, and then you can come and go from the palace as you please.